Hi, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be participating in the Using Trash to Create Treasure Challenge, and it's hosted by Casey from Coffee with My Sunshine and co-hosted by Julia with the Mugs Life DIY. And I'm going to leave both of their channels down below in the description box along with the complete playlist so you can watch what everybody's doing and changing from trash to make it into treasure. Now let's get going and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. As you can see, I have this basket here. It was originally $2 and then they marked it down to $1.50. And at my thrift store, if it has a black dot on it, the price that's circled, you get half off from that. So I was able to pick this basket up last summer for 75 cents. And it did have some flowers in it, and I took all those out last summer, and I never recorded that because I wasn't doing YouTube last summer. But this is a basket that I had just thrown up on a shelf out in the garage. I really had planned to throw it away, and I just never got around to it. I didn't really care for the basket or any of the stuff that was still in here. I took out the part that I really liked, which was some flowers, and I'd used them in some other DIYs that I had done last year, and I just never quite got around to throwing this away. Well, when I saw that this challenge was out there, I thought, okay, now I can use this basket. And I have to be honest, I wasn't even sure what I was going to do with this because I just thought this basket was ugly. It was dirty. It was rusty. The picks and everything that were in it were rusty, holding this dried baby's breath in here. And I just thought it was kind of gross. And I really had no intention of ever doing anything with this. But I do like a challenge, so I'm taking apart all this baby breath, taking it out, and pulling all these rusty staples and picks out of here. I'm going to remove all this old Spanish moss that's in here. And we're going to take a closer look at what we're left with. Now, luckily, they didn't glue the Spanish moss in. They just used floral staples and stapled it down. So it's actually pretty easy to go ahead and pull this all out of here. There you can see how rusty it all was. It was just kind of gross. Now I'm going to just go ahead and take this basket over to the yard and just kind of dump out the stuff that's left in it. The floral foam looks like it is glued in there really pretty good. Don't mind my gross chair that's out there. It's been sitting out there all winter long. Now I have some of this primer sealer stain blocker paint that I picked up from Walmart a few weeks ago. It was on sale when they were having sales on a bunch of their paints. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this for this. And you can see I'm spray painting all that baby's breath. Now I'm spray painting the eggs for another one of the projects that I'm going to be doing later this next week. But for this project, I'm going to be using this baby's breath. And you can see I'm just spray painting all that kind of brown baby's breath to make it nice and fresh white looking. I'm also spray painting this basket. We're just going to get rid of that brown. We're going to spray this foam and just everywhere. We're going to give this a nice clean look to it. We are going to change this into some type of treasure. Now just turning it on its side, I want to make sure that we spray paint this from every angle, especially being wicker and so textured like this. You have to make sure you get it from every angle so you don't end up with parts that are still brown looking instead of white. And of course we even flipped it over so we can get the whole underside of it as well. We'll just make it look nice and fresh. And now we're just going to let it dry here And there we have it. It's all dry. Just brought it inside, and now we're going to see what we can do to change this kind of sad looking basket into something beautiful for Easter. To begin with, I'm going to use some of this Loctite, and this is spray adhesive, and I just picked this one up at Walmart. You can pick this up at any craft store. You could even pick this up at like Home Depot or Lowe's. Any of those type of places carry this, and this stuff works really good. I don't know if you've ever used this, but it works great. Now, I just sprayed a nice healthy coating of the Loctite across the top of our floral foam, and I'm going to use some new Spanish moss. And Spanish moss can be very messy, so what I do is I just pull out the lightest little bit, cut it off. I don't try and pull it apart because it just all breaks. So I'm just cutting off little bits and then laying it on top of our floral foam and just lightly pressing it down, and it adheres very, very well to that spray adhesive. And then you don't have the mess of your moss just everywhere. This really helps hold it on good without having a huge mess. And I'm liking that. It just kind of hides that this floral foam has been used and it has all the holes. And you can see how after just spraying that and then lightly pressing our moss down, it just holds instantly, just like that. And now here is a bunch of flowers that I got. They're all in peaches and kind of a light blushy pink color. And then here is the baby's breath that we sprayed from that ugly brown to nice fresh white looking. And we are going to go and use all this. And I think you can still see that I have some green leaves in there as well. And we're just going to use all of that up right here on our Easter basket. Now I'm not going to be poking in any of our flowers or anything in the top. I'm going to go all the way around the outside edges. I'm going to go in the back and in the front and on around the sides, but I'm not going to be putting anything right in the center or the top. And we're just going to work our way all the way around. Now, if you've watched any of my floral videos where I'm using florals, you'll know that I am definitely the type of person who loves everything to be symmetrical. So if you add a floral to the front, then add one to the back. If you're going to add one to the left, make sure you add one to the right. And some of these have picks on them, some of them don't, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, all these flowers, these are nothing that I bought new. The only thing new I'm using for this project is that little bit of Spanish moss that I've used. Everything else I've gotten from the thrift stores, including these flowers. Going to the thrift store and getting flowers is a great way of getting flowers that can be a little bit more expensive, but getting them for very, very inexpensive. Now, I know a lot of times when you're looking at the thrift store and you're looking at florals, they always look tired and dirty and dusty, and a lot of times they just look really gross in the arrangements and they're ugly. But you know what? Don't overlook your florals when you see them like that. Realize if they're just dusty and dirty, you can take them home and wash them. I wash all my florals when I get them from the thrift store, just in some nice warm water. Rinse them off, lay them out on some paper towel, let them dry, and you'll be amazed at how quickly it can bring them right back to life. And same with your greenery. You can just wash that and get it all nice and fresh looking again. I'm absolutely loving these flowers, They're just so wispy and light and airy. They definitely give me that vibe of spring, early summer. And I think the color of them looks absolutely beautiful with this white basket. And you can see I'm going all the way around the edge and the sides, but I am not putting any of the flowers right on the very top. I'm really liking the way that's coming along so far. Now what I have is this bunny, and I picked up this bunny about maybe a month ago, a month and a half ago at the thrift store. And this bunny was pure white when I got it, and I painted it in the Mackenzie Child type pattern. And I believe, if I remember right, I paid 50 cents for him. I could have paid $1. I can't remember, either 50 cents or $1. Now this little bunny and the next one, I actually got these from the thrift store a couple weeks ago as well. And I used these two bunnies on one of my tablescapes this last week. So I'll go ahead and leave a link up above where you can watch that tablescape. And I'm also going to put a link up above where you can see how it is that I painted my little Mackenzie Child's bunny. And there they are, all nestled right in the midst of all those flowers, looking so pretty. And now what we're going to do is add in a few of these little peach carnations that we had. And these are also from the thrift store. Just some more florals that I bought quite a while ago, washed up, and we're just waiting for that perfect project that I was going to do. And I think that these look really pretty with the other flowers. The other flowers are a little bit more pink. These are a little bit more peach, but I think that they really complement each other. Now, because I added one in front, that's when I added one in back, and I'm liking that. Remember to always keep things symmetrical. It'll be very pleasing to the eye. Now, if we add something here to the right, we're going to need to add something to the left. So let me go ahead and put this one right in here in the right. Now we're going to need to grab another one here so we can put it in the left. I'm kind of thinking that one that I put on the right was a little bit short. I'm going to pull that one out and put this little longer one in over there. I'm going to put that shorter one here on the left side. Let me just take off this leaf, and I'm going to pop this one right in here on the side. And again, I'm not putting any of the florals on the top portion. They're only going in along the sides, front side, back side, and then both sides of our floral foam. I'm leaving the top completely open just for our bunnies so that our bunnies have a good place to sit where they won't tip over. Now we're going to add in some of our greenery here. And again, this is just from the thrift store as well. It was just in another thing that I purchased and deconstructed, and was just waiting for a time when I would need it. And once again, if we add it to the right, then we need to add a little to the left. Just keeping it nice and symmetrical, very pleasing to the eye. Now we're going to put this one, it's a little bit taller, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right here in the back. Good. Now, because I kind of have that on the right hand side in the back, I'm going to take one and put it on the left hand side in the back. Again, just to keep those symmetrical. You can kind of see it there. Now I think we need a little bit more of that greenery in front. I'm liking it in the back, but we're going to need just a little bit more in front. Good, good. I'm liking that. Again, we did the left, we did the right. Put some right here, right in the center. Now notice how I pulled this one kind of apart so that I would have a leaf on each side of that handle. Again, it's just helping to keep it symmetrical. And now for the last thing, we're going to add in some of this baby's breath that we spray painted. Now anywhere that we have some empty spots or you can see down into where the floral foam is, we're just going to take and poke in some of this baby's breath. And if some of it isn't quite long enough to be able to stick all the way into the floral foam, that's going to be okay too. It's baby's breath. It will kind of catch on some of the other flowers. So if we can poke it in, we will. But if we can't, then we'll just go ahead and set it in there. Like this one, you can see we can definitely poke that in and make sure it really takes hold. And I absolutely love baby's breath. It's so light, it's airy, it's whimsical, and yet it makes a great filler. So we're just going to go ahead and add some of this in wherever we see a little bit of a bald spot or any place that just looks like it needs a little bit of filler to it. Now I'm going to add this one piece right here, right in between all three of our bunnies. Now that is the only type of floral thing that is actually on the top. Let me just give this a quick once over. Here, I'll bring this closer. You can see our bunnies and our baby's breath, our Mackenzie child bunny, our greenery. Now this basket cost me 75 cents. I believe each of our bunnies were either $1 or 50 cents a piece. I think they were each 50 cents a piece. Or at least the two small ones I think were 50 cents a piece. And the big one may have been $1. I'll go ahead and link the links for my thrift store haul where I bought the bunnies up above so that if you'd like to watch that thrift store haul, you can see and you'll see exactly how much I paid for those as well. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. I hope that you've enjoyed watching it. I hope that maybe you learned something on how to add in your florals. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching.